been a week now. Whole week that this DLC has been out. And it has gone in, pretty much typical fashion. Everybody rushes on, then a whole deluge of glitches, bugs come out along with it, and new exploits and duping. I mean, there was a guy duping stuff last night. What was his name? NZ Glitcher. Yeah, I figured it out that if I sit there and say other YouTubers' names like Zoomy Fiasco, Pineapple, Finn Pup, Austin BMX, Redbeard the Gamer. You start saying these, and apparently the algorithm will pick it up and promote it to the people who watch that channel because they were mentioned by name. We'll see if it works. I need some growth on this channel, that is for sure. I think it's probably because I cuss a lot, and they probably restrict the flow of that, which is, I don't make content for children. And so I know that the majority of people playing this game are not children. So that's the conundrum that we're at. But anyways, like these other YouTubers, we're going to produce a list of things because everybody seems to like lists, and they're just something that goes off within a person's consciousness when they're like, ooh, a list, let's see what this. They like things, organized and itemized and laid out for you to consume. So let's carry on with that tradition as we bring on 5 reasons why you should play this new DLC. Reason number 1, they fixed the animal spawns. Now I want to put an asterisk right there because, yeah, animals are spawning. But I don't think it's to the degree it's supposed to work. Maybe it is. I could be completely wrong. But, I mean, the fact of the matter is that there are animals to hunt now. And they go around and actually, participate in the game. Because, I mean, hunting is one of the central focuses of, the entire dynamic of playing this game. And now they've introduced a DLC that punishes you for doing it after giving you basically 8 months of not being able to hunt animals. And let me tell you, the past 8 months, I had to go into a solo lobby every time just so I could actually play the game. I'd get all my friends in, we maxed it out about 6, and we would sit there and grind, and because the game worked. The treasure map people, they popped up. On the trees too, those random events that seem to be happening somewhat consistently, but, it's a major step in the right direction. All right, let's focus on that this is a positive movement towards the goal of this game, being functional again. I mean, it was when it first released. Yeah, there were bugs, but Jesus, the fucking animals spawned. God. 2, there are new clothes released. Yeah. See, Red Dead Online is basically a cowboy dress-up game. And you are just going around collecting outfits for your doll to dress up. There's really nothing else to say about that. 3rd reason. As I said, throwing out other YouTubers' names like Redbeard the Gamer, he produces a lot of good content. He really does. Very informative. He just had a video released on about, these Halloween DLC stuff coming up, which is interesting in its own right. Not so much of that they're basically giving us the Undead Nightmare again, which they should have given us last year. It's just, one of those day late, dollar short things, right? Well, these leaks are not leaks. This is intentional information put out by Rockstar because that's just, it's about image with these people. above all other things. All right, and it doesn't matter how much you're annoyed or how disenfranchised you are when you're interacting with them as a company. It doesn't matter. It's just, you know, it's their image and they protect it at all costs. You know, they have this rumor now that's been released, and it was the stuff that's going to cost lots of gold bars, all these properties, and you're looking at a 600 gold bar mansion rumored to be in Saint Denis. And, you know, I have the gold. A lot of people don't. I think that is unfortunate. But you could always buy it, right? Or you can just do the dailies every day. I mean, it's the way they got it set up now. I mean, you can do what, the 20 dailies, which is maxed out, which is 10 gold bars plus any kind of gold that you earn along earning that. So I mean, you realistically can make, you know, 12 to 14 gold bars a day if you set out and do that. So, you know, let's just say we'll cut out the extra stuff because that's going to be all over the place, and just, you know, confirm 10 gold bars a day. Well, I mean, that's going to take you 2 months of playing after 30 days to get it to the maxed out, right? So if you start off today, starting off your streak, it will take you 90 days from now, playing every day, maxing out your dailies, and you will have the gold for that mansion. And I guarantee you that this content that's been leaked is going to be exclusive content for a little bit for not only PlayStation but for the next gen consoles as well, because they got more units to sell, folks. They got that bottom line to worry about, right? You gotta keep that money pumping in. Jesus, you know, it's just the way they do things, right? Oh man. Rule number, you know, the number 4 here, guys. Number 4. Let's get back on track. You've waited 8 months for a DLC. You might as well just play it and enjoy it for a little bit. You know, in spite of the connection problems that were going on for the past few days, which allowed me just to log in and maybe complete 1 to 2 dailies to keep the streak going. You know, we have, you know, such a drought, you might as well just participate. I mean, you waited this long. Right? Anyways. These are reasons, not rules. Number 5. All those YouTubers I was talking about, like Zumi Fiasco and Pineapple, they generally produce videos on a consistent basis with a lot of great information in it, but a lot of it is just mainly opinionated stuff, which is kind of nice in it because you like to see if people agree with you or not. I mean, that's basically why you're watching this video right now. Do you agree with what I have to say, or do you not? And does it change anything if you do or not? You know, is the sun going to still rise? Am I still have bills to pay? Does a bear take a shit in the woods? You know, these are, you know, these existential, philosophical, you know, questions that we have for ourselves that, you know, we like to take a strong conviction on, but, you know, I like to see, I think it's more apt to allow yourself to be fluid with certain stances and to you know, with new information comes new thinking, right? So we are faced now with the drip feed of content coming down from this DLC. You'll see it with this week's Newswire. You'll have all this stuff coming in, and they'll stretch it out just like I said was going to happen. Just like I predicted in my last 2 or 3 videos now, that there's going to be a content drop, but that content was going to be 2 weeks worth, basically spread out over 3 months. And I what is it, August 4th now? We will not see any real DLC for this game until December, after the next gen. The Halloween stuff will come through, but I don't think that is going to be... It's going to be an event. You know, it's not a DLC. And we have to look at it like that, because you have events and then you have actual, you know, additions to, or, you know, I should say the actual DLC. And these events, and that's what the Halloween's going to be. There's not going to be any major changing to the game that's not going to be switched right back. You know, it's kind of like Snow in GTA Online, right? Or even Snow that they had this last year. That they... You know, I mean, the thing is that I guarantee you they already got the next 2 years worth of content ready to go for this game, but they are just trying to figure how they can milk out the timeline, extend this game as far as possible. You know, I mean, and is there anything wrong with that? Not really. Is it morally questionable? Kinda. Is it going to prevent you from going out and enjoying life or playing other video games? I mean, I guess that depends on the person. What are you going to do? Are you going to allow them to treat you as though you're an abused spouse? That all of these issues are a direct correlation to your actions? That Rockstar is not responsible for anything, and if it doesn't go to plan, then well, it's these nebulous outside incorporeal forces that are always out to get you, bring you down. These are the decisions, thoughts that we must have. So let's get back to playing Cowboy Barbie dolls, and let's look at what the new content stuff is going to be for the upcoming weeks. I can't wait to spend more money on jackets and boots, and more jackets and boots that I will never put on my character.